Hi, y'all. I wanted to thank Jenny for the shout out. And of course, if you don't know me yet, she introduced me as Sharon K. Cloud. So just call me Sharon. I am a soap maker. I'm also an artist. I've been an artist a lot longer than I have been a soap maker. And yes, I've crocheted during some of that time. Um, I have never done a really big, huge blanket like Jenny has, although my mom has. My mom does all kinds of blankets. Um, but any big right now, she's working on a mermaid thing for my great niece, a mermaid blanket, the hood and stuff. It's really cute. She got a book from A. Seymour. But anyway, so wanted to thank her for the shout out and give you some updates. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people do hauls, yarn hauls, and I've gotten some good deals lately, mostly from AC Moore, some from Joann's, and one order was from Joann Online. My experience with Joann Online wasn't so good. So I want your feedback on that, if you've had bad experience with them or if you're just used to it. So with my bank, when they get a charge, it shows deducted, and I didn't use PayPal. If I use PayPal, I'm okay because it only takes it out after it clears a certain amount. But with it being from my bank, when I did the Joann Online, what happened is they took the original charge and then they split it into two different shipments. And if you get from Joann's, you know that when they split it into different shipments, what do? They charge you, divide the shipment. But do they void the first one right away when they do that? They didn't with me. And so for quite a while, it looked like I was going to be charged double the amount. And I had never experienced that. And that practice is just something that doesn't sit right with me. But anyway, so let me start with my Joann Online haul. Now, this yarn, and I don't know what kind, didn't look at the type of yarn, but I think I need to start doing that. Because this yarn says the color is cottonwood. And I don't know what kind it is. It's got that label on it. I have to have my glasses because I can't really see if it's acrylic or not. It doesn't really look like acrylic. But let's see. It would help if I had it the right direction. Yes, it's 100% acrylic. And that was from the online. And I was okay with that one. It's a little small, but not really as small as this one, which I showed last time. And it was way smaller than I thought. By the way, I have small hands. And I know the ones I've ordered some from Wish. And I'm having to be careful with my thing. And I realized they're going to come in small. But they weren't $5. They were like one something, $1.90. They were $3 something with two of them. This one here was the one that was the wrong weight. Someone tells me that it's 4. Sometimes Vanna can be like halfway a 4 and halfway a 3. But here is the difference in the 4s, like that 4. And where did I have it? Right here. Now, here is the same stitches, same crochet hook, which I'm using this C. And I would love to find one that's even smaller than this for regular crochet rather than the mini steel ones. I want the aluminum one like this. That's a B. That would be great. This is a 2.5 millimeter. I want a 2 millimeter. That would be good for the amigurumi dolls that I'm making. So this is the size difference. And it's just a little bit bigger. And I kind of want the dolls to be as small as I can get them. And I'm getting them better. But, and I can still use this yarn for the original purpose of making a giraffe. It'll be the brown spots. It won't matter as much because it won't be the structure of the giraffe. Now, another part. This was the best part. I love this one. This is pumpkin. It's for the giraffe. And yes, it's a 3. It's just perfectly. I like it this thin. I don't mind if it ravels a little bit because I think lightweight does that. And I just don't want it too thick. I mean, I can handle trying to make sure I crochet right. Maybe crochet hooks would make a difference. I've ordered some from Wish, and I've ordered those little stitch markers, plastic little stitch markers too. I didn't spend any more than $11 this time. I have a stork scissors I love, and I saw some colorful ones on there. Now, this yarn came from Joann's as well, but not online. Did I show you all four yet? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, this one came from Joann's, and I actually think I also got this one from there, but I got one just like it from AC Moore. So I think I might have had one coupon for Joann Fabrics that was okay. It wasn't the best sale, the best coupon, but it was good. I think it was like a 40%. And so that was okay and nice and not having to have it mailed. And I don't remember if this also, this one here came from AC Moore or Joann's. I do know the similar one to it came from AC Moore. That one. Oh, it's not going to show right anyway because it gives a mirror. It's called DK Colors. And literally, I've taken these, and this one here is a Lion brand. That's a 3. I've taken these things apart to get my colors. And this is how I was trying to get the browns when I couldn't find any browns. I'm still searching for browns. I think I might have found some on Wish. And I think the site that Jenny sent me to also has some browns that I look at. But I'm getting confused by all these milkwood or milk cotton. I don't know. It's very confusing. I am trying to stick to acrylic yarn right now because of my experience with that other one. Do I have it down here? Where did I do with it? Well, I don't know what I did with it, but it's what I made this doll out of. It's that one I showed on the other video. It has just a whole bunch of tiny little fibers. It doesn't really have any plies. It's all one. It's the same thickness as the 3-ply, but it's kind of like all fibers, hundreds of them. And it's so weak that I literally took this thing here last night on that. See, I changed that part of the pattern. And this is my 5th doll I'm working on. So I took that color and I was making the panties that I created. I decided, my mom suggested to make panties instead of just naked like the pattern called for. And so I've done that. But I literally was having a hard time seeing it. It was getting a tangled mess trying to weave it and see it. And so I ripped it to shreds to get it off. Literally had to cut part of it off and fixed it and use acrylic yarn back on that. I did this color because the where I got it cheap, the lady that is wanting the dolls for her grandchildren like this color. But I think the daughter will like the darker purple too because she likes purples. And she has blonde hair. I almost did it wrong. I almost thought she had black hair, but no. Or dark brown hair, but no. She has blonde hair. So that's a little head for her. And that's all I have right now. I don't have the arms yet. Or, I mean, literally, you sew the arms onto the dress because it's so small. And then you put the dress with the arms over top of the... After that, I make a ruffle. That's my idea to add to the pattern, not from what the original pattern said. So from AC Moore, I got this yarn. I'm sorry I interrupted during all that. And, you know, this here is, you know, baby yarn, and I'm pretty sure it's 100% acrylic. So I'm liking the acrylic, and I'm having a hard time finding 100% acrylic on Wish, and I'm not sure if I'm finding it on the other site that Jenny told me, but I need to be really particular about for the toys using acrylic, unless anybody else has some good yarn that will have good strength and crochet nicely into tiny little thing. Which is my C crochet hook. Now, this is what I was using for the stitch markers. the safety pin, but I did order some from Wish. Um, uh, this is getting a little bit cumbersome, so maybe the ones from Wish will be really easy because I definitely need stitch markers with this new amigurumi that I'm doing. Um, Something to keep hold of stitch because, I'm having a hard time counting. Oh, yes. And this yarn also from AC Moore. Now, why do the stores not have brown in these brands in the baby yarn section with the 3? I don't know. But that's what I've been having to find. I can find lots of brown, but it's always the 4 or bulkier. But right now, I've learned that the size of the weight of your yarn makes the size of your project bigger. And so I don't really want these little dolls to be bigger. This is yarn Mom had. I'm pretty sure it feels like acrylic. I don't know where she got it from, but this is going to be one of the dress colors when I use this green on another doll. Not for the kids I'm doing now because they all like pink and purple. One likes blue. So the blue one I've have in mind for my great niece Ella, but I also might do a blue for one of the kids in the nursery I work with. And oh yeah, I need to try to find some kids scissors like this. I like this safety tip for 2 reasons. My pattern I have written down because, I modified it. So I've written it down where I don't have to stare at a computer screen. And I mark check, check, check. And not that one here. This is the best one. See where I've marked it, checked it off down on the side. Well, when I get done with that particular, and I should already, I take these scissors and this part right here because it's an eraser. How neat is that, having erasers on the end of the scissors? And the fact that this right here has this cover on it, and they're children's scissors, so they cut yarn great. I mean, I don't need the stork ones. I like the stork ones. I have gold pair stork ones, and Wish has some decorated ones too, and I like, but I don't really need them. But pointy would go through this bag I'm using as to carry my project in, and this bag is from a sheet set, and it has, good strings, and I can keep my yarn inside it and just pull it tight and let the yarn come out of this hole right here. So I've been using that as my little part to carry around the house. If I had a doctor's appointment where I needed to do a lot of waiting, then I could take this with me, and it could have safety scissors and pointy ones. They wouldn't be worried about this being a weapon. So anyway, I found that so far, where's that skin color right here? This so far I have made, and it does look like I've got one more good sized ball. So far, 4 dolls with this color of yarn. It'll probably get at least a 5th. Well, yeah, it'll get a 5th. The one I'm working on now just has arms, and those arms just like little. It starts out on the hands, and I modified that too to give it a hand. But that one will be having the darker purple that I had on the panties of the body part. And I will be finishing it up. Today's been a very overcast day. And when it's overcast, my eyesight is not always the best anymore. I am now in my 50s. And Jenny, I know you mentioned something about a video that you were making that's not yarny. And maybe I do need to put on mine, this is a yarny video. Because sometimes I make soap videos, but you're not yarny video. I might know what it could be about because you mentioned recovering from something. And I do remember something that you went through several years ago because we were friends here on YouTube first, and then we were friends on Facebook. And I do know a whole bunch of things that you went through. Back then. There's another thing that I think that you went through. when you were more active and younger. Um, but and I know one time you were going to bicycle and then it didn't happen, and then something happened to you. I thought it was a stroke. I don't know. Did you have a stroke? But anyway, I know from looking at you now, you've recovered pretty good. So, me, I'm diabetic, and I am still trying to manage my diabetes. Um, I have actually lost a lot of weight from years ago when I was first on YouTube. I think I weighed a lot more than I do now. Um, I still weigh a bunch. My hormones have never been really good. But anyway, so I have no children of my own. Um, I have lots of great nieces and nieces that I just dote on. And I work in the nursery at church. Um, and anyway, so I have a lot of kids to give these things, and I'm going to be making some soaps to go along with the extra dolls that I'll make after Christmas or after I get the Christmas gifts done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find some way of getting some glue dots that might be safe for the yarn and make some guest soaps. And it'll be unscented guest soaps, just simple guest soaps, and kind of package them up as just a simple little guest soap and put it in the arms of the doll. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But anyway, I'm enjoying doing the amigurumi. I'm getting addicted to the point that that's what I'm working on now. And anyway, so yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. And those, did I already mention that those blankets that you've crocheted, the blue one and the red one, are beautiful. But you really can't have everybody request certain colors because then you're going to be So you really have to let them know that, hey, look, if you want a blanket, you need to let me. You need to pick from a whole bunch that I've made. Maybe make them up. Mom is actually doing that. She's making smaller lap blankets that she's taken to the shelters. She's actually used some DK3 weights on some of those lap blankets. Not shelters, nursing homes. But yeah, she's taken some of the blankets to the nursing homes, and and she makes blankets for the family all the time, and that stuff. So we all have gotten some of her blankets. I haven't gotten a blanket from her since college. That is well over 30 years ago. But anyway, so right now she's making a blanket for my great niece Natalie, who is 2. It'll be a mermaid one with a hood on it, and the hair for a mermaid, it looks like Frozen hair from the character Frozen. And I can't remember if it's Anna or whatever, the main character Frozen. But that's what it looks like, and I think that if she adapted that to where that it had like a gown on the bottom thing, it would be a bigger blanket, I suppose. It would be cute as a Frozen character too. I can just picture how you could adapt that. And she's also working for my niece Amy, who was getting ready to go into college, my brother's youngest. A blanket of Amy's choosing. She's altering. I think it has a wavy pattern. It's like not the jagged, not the, I don't know what they're called anymore. On the website that Jenny sent me to, it had you list what stitches you're familiar with, and most of them I wasn't familiar because I really have not really done a lot of blankets. I've done crocheting, but not blankets, not that much. I've done shell crocheting, what they used to call, and it could be changed the name of them now. And I've done the zigzag. My grandmother had some heavy wool in the pattern that I had. And I don't know how old that pattern thing, it wasn't a pattern, it was like a kit. And I don't know how old that kit was. And I don't know what's happened to it. I never finished it because it got too hot on my lap. But it had like a zigzag. It went to a point and come down. But Mom's doing one that comes to a wave. So I've seen all kinds of cute ones. I've seen the granny square ones. I didn't see anything about the granny square ones on that site either when you come to think about it. But anyway, thank you for those of you who from the Yarny community who have subscribed to my channel. I want to say thank you, and I've been trying to watch the videos from different people. I don't know who all's in the Yarny community or who all's just uh, does yarn on here. I don't know all that. I do know, from the people who comment on Jenny's that there could be some. So I'm going to be going and watching the other people's videos, especially on days when it's too dreary outside for me to do a good job crocheting because I can't see good enough, especially in the evening time, and which it is. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later and y'all have a nice day. So bye now. Sorry this video is so long.